Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into quite a remarkable stack of source material.
hmm It details a single near-death experience. Very specific.
Yeah, extremely specific and
Yeah.
actually highly verifiable in parts, which is what makes it fascinating.
Right, so our mission here is to really unpack it all.
Exactly. Not just the sort of, metaphysical side, but the concrete confirmed facts.
The details that make this particular NDE so hard to just brush aside.
Okay, so the person involved, we're calling her Denise B.
And the setup is key here. This wasn't like a car crash or something sudden like that.
No, it was December 2015. She was actually getting ready for a planned colon surgery.
For diverticulitis, quite severe, according to the sources.
And she took the PrEP medication as prescribed, Dulcolax.
Now, this is where the unexpected happens. It's a known, though rare, side effect.
Right. The Dulcolax can deplete critical electrolytes.
Specifically potassium and magnesium.
Yeah.
These are vital for your heart's electrical function.
Basically, the spark plugs for the heart.
Good analogy. And when her levels just plummeted, her heart stopped.
Just like that. At home.
A sudden clinical cardiac arrest. Her son was there, thankfully. CPR was started.
So the trigger is clear, physiologically speaking. Massive electrolyte loss.
But what she reported experiencing while clinically dead, with no heartbeat, that's where it gets tricky.
Okay, let's unpack this, because her experience didn't start with, angels or tunnels of light.
Not at all. It started with confusion, even annoyance.
And humor. The sources mentioned she kept her Don Rickles-type humor throughout.
Which is fascinating in itself, that personality preservation.
So first thing she knows, she's sort of sitting on the floor.
Yeah, next to her own body, which is lying prone. But she hasn't made the connection yet.
She's just sitting there looking around, sees the EMTs arriving.
They're peering through the sidelight window next to the front door.
And what does she do? She waves at them.
Like, hello, come on in. Completely oblivious to her own state.
Which leads us straight into the first really concrete, verifiable bit, the name game.
Ah, yes. So when EMT starts yelling her name, standard procedure, trying to get a response.
But from her perspective, sitting there quite calmly, she's getting really irritated.
Because she knows they know her name.
Right. She literally heard her son tell the police officer her name just moments before she collapsed.
So she has this very distinct internal thought.
Which was?
Basically, I'm just going to ignore you because you know my name and you're just being annoying asking over and over.
Feeling disrespected while clinically dead. It anchors the experience, doesn't it? It's so her.
It really does. Not some generic dream state. It's her personality intact.
And then it gets even more absurd. Her next-door neighbor comes in, a good friend.
The EMT asks who she is.
And the friend, well, she lies.
Says I'm her sister.
And Denise B., watching this whole thing unfold from the floor, she just finds it hysterical.
Thinks you lied. Like, mentally laughing about it.
And this is where the verification really locks in.
Because the police officer who's there asks the son, who's obviously under immense stress, who is that really?
And the son says, that's my mom's best friend.
So the officer turns to the friend.
And just points and says, you. O-U-T.
Huh.
And Denise B.'s internal reaction.
Pure glee.
Ha ha ha.
Busted.
It's just such a human moment. Petty triumph amidst this cosmic event.
But okay, the reality check had to come eventually.
It did. It hit when the EMTs couldn't get the stretcher right to the door, so they had to physically lift and carry her body out, past the car.
She follows them outside, watching her own body being carried away.
And that's the trigger. She follows the body and then suddenly just shoots up.
Finds herself sitting right on the edge of her own roof.
Looking down at the whole scene, neighbors watching from the driveway, the ambulance.
And her first coherent thought about the situation, seeing all this chaos below.
Oh, wow. This is going to be really hard to explain in the morning.
Only then does it fully click. Oh, I'm outside my body.
That shift is critical, from just observing to being self-aware and, well, disembodied. And that takes us right into the ambulance ride, which is where the objective verification gets really strong.
She follows her body right in. She's there, watching everything.
Watching the 3 EMTs working like crazy on her.
And she's hearing everything they say, every medical detail, verbatim.
She essentially becomes an auditor of her own resuscitation.
And the source material is incredibly specific here.
She heard one EMT state clearly, I have no heartbeat.
Then the one behind her head, monitoring vitals, calls out the blood pressure.
I have a BP of 48/24.
Let's pause there. For anyone listening, 48/24, that's incredibly low.
Yeah, normal is around 120/80. That low reading means profound shock. The heart's barely pumping.
And then just moments later, The same EMT says,
I have no BP.
no blood pressure, clinical death, zero measurable cardiovascular activity. It confirms how serious this was.
And right then, she hears the EMT at the front make a call.
We need a shot of atropine.
Atropine, that's a specific drug, right?
Very specific. Used to stimulate the heart rate, often when it's too slow or stopped, especially due to issues like the electrolyte crash she had. It's precise medical language.
And the atropine worked. She described feeling it push her heart.
And bam, she shoots up, back in her body, sitting up on the gurney.
But she immediately felt herself slipping away again, going unconscious.
So she knew she had maybe seconds.
And in that moment, she urgently repeats everything she heard.
Verbatim, from the moment they arrived. The BP readings, the call for atropine.
And the reaction from the third EMT, the one she hadn't quoted directly.
Just wide-eyed shock. According to the source, he just says, you heard all that.
And this is where the follow-up is so crucial. Denise didn't just leave it there.
No, she actively sought confirmation later. It wasn't just a memory she thought was accurate.
The sources say she actually brought the EMT's lunch one day. Sandwiches and salad.
A thank you gift, yeah. And she asked him about everything.
Confirmed the BP numbers, the atropine.
All of it. She specifically learned the word atropine from them during that conversation.
She also confirmed the other details. The neighbor at the window.
Yep. Confirmed the officer yelled at the neighbor to step back.
And her friend getting kicked out.
Confirmed that too. The friend admitted the cop told her to leave.
So this raises a massive question, doesn't it?
Absolutely. How does someone who is clinically dead, no heartbeat, no blood pressure, not only keep their distinct personality and sense of humor,
but also accurately perceive and recall highly specific medical data and environmental details happening around their body?
details that are later independently verified by multiple witnesses?
It makes the idea of it just being a hallucination, well, it feels insufficient.
Very hard to explain away with current models.
And right alongside this verifiable, objective stuff, her subjective experience shifted dramatically too.
Right. This is where the perception of time and space gets weird, as she put it.
The duality concept.
Yeah. In the ambulance, she described looking out the back doors. She could see them physically shut. But at the same time, she could see through them or past them, down the street, like two realities superimposed.
Linear time and something else overlapping.
Exactly. And amidst all this, this is where it gets really profound intellectual.
She realized something about her own consciousness in that stage.
She felt she had access to all the information in the universe.
Wow. Like anything she wanted to know.
The answer was just there, instantly available. All she had to do was form the question.
So what did she ask? What secrets did she bring back?
That's the paradox. She was so utterly overwhelmed, just stunned by the fact of having that access.
But she never actually thought to ask a single question.
Exactly. The source says she just stood in amazement at the potential.
Incredible. Okay, so you'd think one trip into clinical death with verified details and access to cosmic knowledge is enough.
You would think, but nope. There was a sequel in the hospital.
The next night, after her surgery.
Hours after, they'd done the surgery, found a bowel perforation and abscess.
Yeah.
Clearly, she was very ill.
And then her heart monitor goes off again.
Second cardiac event, likely still connected to those underlying electrolyte problems.
And she finds herself outside her body again.
Yep. Watching the scene, there's a nurse rushing around, stressed out.
The source says the nurse was mumbling curses.
Sounds about right for a code situation. And Denise, now equipped with some medical insight from round one,
Is trying to tell the nurse what's wrong.
urgently trying to communicate. I need potassium and magnesium. The very things that caused the first arrest.
Could the nurse hear her?
No, of course not. But Denise could hear the doctor on the phone with the nurse.
Giving instructions.
Right. She heard the doctor say, give her a bolus.
Okay, new medical term she's encountering.
Right. And when that didn't immediately stabilize things, she heard the doctor add, give her potassium and another bolus.
Potassium, the exact thing she knew she needed.
Exactly. And she learned another new word. Bolus.
So let's clarify bolus for listeners.
Simple concept. It's just a large, rapid dose of something fluid or medication given intravenously. Quick hit to fix a problem fast.
So in two separate events, while technically dead or close to it, she learns atropine and bolus.
And here's the specific substance needed potassium being ordered. She even thought, see, told you so. Or words to that effect.
And before she snapped back into her body that second time,
The sensory details were apparently dialed up to 11. She focused on the heart monitor.
described the colors as unbelievably vivid.
Said the green was the greenest, most beautiful version of green I'd ever seen.
And she mentioned propping herself up.
On invisible legs, she said. Kneeling, effectively, just to stare intently at the monitor's display.
And then the bolus and potassium work, she's back in her body, fully conscious.
And what's the very first thing she does? Still processing everything.
Driven by that NDE-acquired curiosity.
She grabs the poor nurse's hand and asks, point blank, "What is a bolus?"
Oh, that nurse.
Yeah, the source says the nurse absolutely lost it, just completely flustered.
Understandably. After fighting to save her life twice, the patient pops up asking for medical definitions.
Right. The nurse apparently requested a different assignment for the rest of Denise's stay.
Wow. Okay, so moving from the dramatic events to the takeaways, these experiences profoundly shifted her perspective.
Huge philosophical shifts. Interestingly, her basic belief system didn't flip entirely.
She was agnostic before, right?
And she remained agnostic after. But her understanding of reality, of God, completely changed.
She talked about eternity versus infinity.
Yeah, she felt eternity sounds too linear, like a timeline stretching out. Her experience wasn't like that.
It was infinity.
All-encompassing. Everything existing simultaneously in all directions, not just forward.
And that ties into how she described God or universal consciousness.
Yes, she felt this incredible unity with everything. Her words were quite striking.
Something like, we are all pieces of what some people call God.
Exactly. Like flecks of energy and all combined together, we all make up this giant, all-knowing blob of knowledge.
Blob of knowledge, I like that.
It captures that sense of accessible, unified consciousness she felt.
And the biggest personal change for her.
The fear. She had been terrified of death before.
And after.
Completely gone. She said she's now fully aware that death is not at all the end. That certainty removed the terror.
Did her life change drastically in other ways? Did she quit her job, change everything?
Actually, no. The changes were more moderate, focused outward.
He felt the specific calling.
A compelling need, the source says, to help others that lose someone, especially children.
And she had specific advice for them.
Very simple, very direct. Say their name out loud. Just say their name. Keep their memory present.
Powerful advice. So let's tie this all together. We have this incredible account.
You have the subjective experience, the humor, the roof, the blob of knowledge.
Colliding with these objective, verifiable facts, the BP readings, the atropine, the friend getting ejected.
Facts confirmed by EMPs, police, her son, her friend. Hard evidence.
Yet the sources also mention her surgeon kind of downplayed the whole story, brushed it off.
Which is common, unfortunately. It doesn't fit the standard medical model easily.
But if we look at the bigger picture here, those two distinct events, the arrest at home and the relapse in the hospital.
They were linked by the same underlying physiological issue, the need for potassium and magnesium.
And during the first event, she accessed this state of, well, knowing.
And in the second event, she consciously knew what was needed potassium before the doctor even ordered it based on the monitor readings.
So the final thought, maybe, was that state of infinite knowledge access during the first crisis actually giving her the specific medical answer she needed to survive the second one?
Did the universe or that blob of knowledge provide the key for her own survival? It's definitely something for you to chew on.
An absolutely incredible case. Lots to think about there.
Truly remarkable details.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Borrowed Time NDE Podcasts. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a moment of inspiration. Until next time, wishing you an extraordinary and truly wonderful time on your journey through life.